Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Weymouth Sports Club, home of the Police Sports Club, here on Nestle on the outskirts of beautiful Bridgetown, Barbados. Tonight's encounter will see the Blazers up against Youth and Experience. There has been a rain delay, scheduled 6 p.m. start. We're going to now get going, and it will be 10 overs aside. We can tell that Youth and Experience have won the toss, and they have elected to field. There's also a game coming up following this, Caribbean Mates up against Combined Stars. We're down in the final stages, teams vying for those top 4 positions. Youth and Experience were the tournament leaders for about half of this tournament. Now they find themselves in position number 4, needing a win. The other teams after them, though, might struggle on net run rate. So Youth and Experience with all to play for here. Right now we can tell the Blazers they're on top of the table. 6 games, 20 points. Berlin Stars, they have 20 points. They've completed their 7. NA Strikers, 18 points. Savio Eastman, the first delivery from the Northern. We don't know what's happened there, but the umpire signaled a wide. Seemed the ball dropped to his hand. No ball. Signal from the umpire. He's not wearing his usual white gloves, so pretty hard to tell from here. That umpire looks to be self-proclaimed best umpire in Barbados, Dave Thompson. At square leg would be Mr. Mears, a man from the east. So a no ball, and Eastman seems to be upset about something. We don't know what's going on, but a no ball signal off the first one. Eastman has left the ball increase. So lots of confusion about what's going on here, but we can tell you that a no ball has been signaled off the first delivery, so that will make the score 2. Remember, wides are credited as 2 and will not re-bowl until overs number 19 and 20. So don't know why Eastman is not going to bowl. But does the no ball stand? Think it does. It does stand, and there's a free hit as well. So free hit coming up. And it looks like there's going to be another shower pretty soon. Free hit outside the all-stump, wide signal. So that'll be 2 more. The free hit will still be in play. Umpire Thompson not very happy with the conditions overhead. Rain again. And there go the stumps. There goes the players. And there goes the DJ. For the loss, the Blazers rain with us once again, unfortunately. So we'll have another break. We'll hand you over to DJ, and we'll be back as soon as there is any chance of play. So, welcome back to Weymouth. The rain has stopped, the covers are coming off, but unfortunately, there will be no play in game number one, Youth and Experience against Blazers. So, both teams will collect 2 points, which means the Youth and Experience should advance as team number 4 into the playoffs, which are scheduled to start on Thursday. So, unfortunately, no more play possible in game number one, but we can tell the rains have held up. The covers are coming off, and hopefully we have a game coming up at 9 o'clock. That game will also be streamed. So if you're on the stream, you're listening to the broadcast, you're viewing, please join us again at 9 p.m. for game number 2, which is expected to be a crackerjack. So for us here in the media center, for our DJ, to our crew, we want to say to you, thanks for joining us. Unfortunately, we couldn't bring any more play, but the weather's been kind of iffy last couple of days. It's actually my first rained out game, Sanchia. So we'll be back here at 9 p.m., rain permitting, for game number 2.
Well, congratulations, Jamel. Congratulations to you, to the captain, the coach, the backroom staff, the team. And I would say, I know for the first test you had one or two supporters from the Caribbean. I don't know what happened for the second test, but congratulations to all concerned in playing some role in what was a truly remarkable cricketing event, a victory for the West Indies, first time in almost 35 years in Pakistan. What has been the mood like in the camp? What's the mood been like in the camp since then?
Well, the mood is fantastic. Everyone is happy. The guys are we are bubbling together. We even celebrate yesterday in the team room and saw the guys eating and having a good time and having laughter. And the fellas was in a very good spirit as well. So I must say it was a outstanding feeling, special feeling, especially losing the first game and coming back and winning in such a commanding way as well. That made the victory even more special.
Have you guys fully, may seem a strange question, but have you guys fully grasped the magnitude of what you achieved? I mean, not only the first time in 35 years, but to be 54 for 8 before lunch on the first day and come back and win by over 100 runs. Have you guys fully sat down and really understood what you've done?
I I don't think any of us have as yet. Myself personally haven't realized the accomplishment and the position that we were in to come, as you said, and win that game in that manner. I don't think myself or even the team have realized what we have really, really, really done. The character that we have showed, the guts, the fight. So for now, I think we're just enjoying the win. But I guess probably on our flight or when we have time to sit at home and relax and analyze what happened, I think it would then sink in to us and realize that we have done something very, very outstanding.
But that's putting it mildly, something very, very outstanding. I'll give you this though. When we spoke after the first test, you did warn me that things would be different, that you are getting adjusted, you're starting to understand the conditions and so on. And you were actually promising, you didn't promise a win, you didn't go that far. Neither did you promise a game that would go beyond 3 days, but you did promise that it would be a much better contest. And from the West Indian perspective, it certainly was.
Yes, definitely. I could have feel it um, throughout the camp, throughout the dressing room, and the aura from the team. It wasn't a negative aura; it was a positive aura. And like you could feel like the belief, and the guys were saying they understand it. They're ready. The challenge is there, and we're ready for the challenge. No one seemed like they wanted to back away from the challenge. Everyone wanted the game to start to prove a point. Cause I know a lot of what was said about us after we lost the first test, but it didn't get the team down. The team still continued the belief and the hunger to win the second test was there. Kind of felt it in the dressing room. So that's why when we spoke, I told you it's going to be a lot different in second test.
Well, you said a lot was said about the team after the first test. A lot has been said about this team. A lot has been said about this team all the time. I mean, the reality is that it's a team that is a developing team, a team that has
Yeah.
not yet reached any lofty heights, and that's the reality. And I think some of us believe that you will get to those lofty heights by a change of captaincy or by bringing in one player for another player and things of that nature. Yes, team selection is always going to be important. But from a strategic point of view, we seem to love to punish people, and there's always a lot of talk about dropping this body and all that sort of thing. So I get where you're coming from, and I do agree with you that you've got to not take on those things. But basically, what happened? Talk us through it if you can. What basically happened between the first test and the second test that made the difference? I get it that the confidence was there, the desire to want to do well, to want to make up for a bad showing in the first test. I understand that. But were there specific things strategically that you guys did between the two test matches?
Um. First of all, we had a good discussion as a team. Craig and the coach, even the manager got involved and gave us a very important speech. So you could feel that everyone was buying into what everyone was saying. But from the practice sessions, I could see the fellas putting their head down and trusting the game plans and working on things that they want to do in the game. And there was a lot of questions was asked, and they're in the meeting, so they decided that they're going to try in the practice, and I could see people willing to learn, and I think that was a major difference. The way how we took the information from the first game, and it wasn't like the team wasn't defensive. We had an open mind and we accept what we need to do to improve. And it went into the practice sessions, and just the speeches that the captain gave us and the manager was very important as well.
Were there others from the outside who had a chat with you guys? There was something said during the television broadcast about Ian Bishop having a couple of words with you guys. Is there any truth in that?
Well, Bish always talked to the guys on the morning. He didn't speak to the team, but he probably spoke to certain individuals. As one individual he spoke to personally, but I don't. He didn't speak to the team directly. But I know every morning he speak to different individuals, or different individuals will go to him and have conversations.
So how is that type of thing well received by players though?
It's very good because when you could have someone sharing knowledge and information to you, it could be very useful. So he's seen it from the commentary box, so he could help us by giving us information that you could use in the game. So it's very beneficial.
Okay. So that speaks to some of the specific things that you guys would have done. But if we can be even more general, using this test series as an example, that wouldn't be a problem. But there's been some curiosity. How do you guys actually prepare for a test series, though? I mean, you know you're going to Pakistan. You know you're in the team. What happens next?
Well, you mean while we in Pakistan or
Well,
before you get back?
starting with before you leave the Caribbean, whenever that preparation period starts.
Well, it a lot is put upon the individual to put in their work at home. So all the hard work happen before you leave to go to Pakistan. So therefore, you put in your work, you get what you need while you're at home, so that when you get on tour now, it's just about maintenance and topping up, and not overworking yourself. So you go well. For me, for example, while I'm in Barbados, I go 90%. So I push hard, or even say 100% to get everything I need to prepare myself for the tour. Then when I get on the tour now, it's all about maintenance. So you don't want to overwork yourself. You don't want to go too hard. It's about finding the right balance on tour and doing what you need to maintain and perform at that level.
I would imagine if you are a regular in the team, it should be fairly easy to balance things. You know you're going to be playing, you know when you're not going to be playing, and therefore you can pace yourself. But
Yeah.
that's not necessarily so for everybody. So what happens to the guys who are not in the final 11, especially on these short tours where there are very few, if any, warm-up matches? How do the guys who are not in the team, how do they deal with things?
Well, they still have the opportunity to do the training, so they get the opportunity to do the nets during the breaks. Also, you have your strength and conditioning, so they're still working hard. They're still putting their work during the series. So it's not a case that they're just there sitting on the bench not doing anything. They're still preparing the game, because there will be tours after. For example, there's first class cricket coming up as well, so the guys still want to be ready for that challenge coming ahead.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that first class cricket that's coming up in a minute. But before that, I mean, those of us who've been watching you and who've been watching West Indies cricket and who are pretty familiar with what we get and what we can expect from the players, um, you seem to confuse virtually the Pakistanis quite a bit with that ball that was sliding onto them, and you know, it really made a massive difference. Have you changed the way in which you deliver that ball?
Um, Over a period of time, as a spinner, you mature and you get more crafty and you learn a lot more and you improve. So over the years, from watching Ryan Hines ball, one thing I always admire, he has a very good slow arm ball, and I always wanted to be able to do that. Then I also heard about Weston Reed bowling a ball that was very slow and skipping off the wicket. So from the time I started my career till now, that's a ball I wanted to master. That I don't need to bowl the ball quicker to get it arm. I could bowl the same pace and get the ball arm. But as I said, it's about how you release the ball. So when you want to spin the ball, you open your wrist, same pace. And then when you want to arm the ball, you close your wrist so that you get the angle and the slide into the right hander if you're bowling to a right hander.
Okay. You used to bowl almost exclusively from wide of the crease, and we've noticed now that you tend to vary that to a large extent. And I'm wondering if that's to do with Jamel working, thinking about his game and making adjustments, or if that has come from discussions or working with a coach or something of that nature, someone of that nature.
Yeah, it was a discussion when I was younger for sure that a ball wide or sometimes they even say ball too wide at the bowling crease. So when the wicket is good, it gives myself less chance for the ball to turn or even trouble the batsman. So having discussion with Ryan Hines at time, um, he he helped me with that. But also I was having a great chat with Haraf about my alignment. I remember that was in about 2017, 2018, and he guided me in terms of it's very important to be able to balance in terms of bowling wide and bowling closer to the crease. So that's something I took on board and continued working on it. So from there now, it was just a matter of continue pushing, and because it was very uncomfortable at first, very very uncomfortable. But I continued doing it over and over and over until I got the hang of it, and it became very very natural. I could vary as much as I want now.
Tell us though, there's some people who maybe don't fully understand how it is that competitors can sit and discuss common elements of the game and share information that, well, in the case of people like Hiraf and others who you've consulted with, information that you can use against their country.
Well, as a player, there is something called when you finish, you become a coach. So as a coach, you always want to share knowledge and try to help anyone, no matter the opposition or where they're from. That's the beauty of being a coach. So I
But
guess,
sometimes you guys do this with current players as well. I think you did it with Jadeja some years ago, and you were both
yeah,
still playing.
yeah, that's true as well. And like I find in a position like that, like two oppositions playing, there's still something called friendship and wanting the best for someone else and seeing them improve. And you as a person, if you could help anyone improve, no matter your opposition or not, you'll feel good as a human being. So when I was talking to Jadeja, it was so natural for him to help me and talk to me. And even when they play for a class cricket and they speaking to someone from Windwards or Trinidad or whichever country, and they share my knowledge, I don't see them as the opposition. I see them as me. They're coming to me for help, and I share my knowledge to help them.
Okay, and while we're on the subject, I did promise to address the issue of the upcoming championship. You are pretty much on a high, I would imagine, and in your case, probably the greatest high because man of the series. Wow. And if I'm not mistaken, you top the batting averages. I mean, come on, Jamel, you must have had dreams on all sorts of things as a young man, even as an international cricketer. Have you ever visualized or imagined that you would top the batting averages in a test series?
Probably did it once already in Australia. I was averaging 65,
Uh-huh.
2015 into 2016. That
Okay.
series, um, couple years ago, but to do it again recently, I
Hmm.
didn't imagine it happening again. I didn't imagine it happening again. So that for me as an accomplishment, that shows that me working in the batting lab and putting in my work and believing in my batting has really paid off.
Well, you mentioned Ryan Hines a couple of times in relation to his left arm spin, but I think most people know Ryan Hines, certainly a very good bowler, but know him more for his batting. So it seems as though he's giving you some batting tips as well.
To be fair, we do speak about batting, but it's always about bowling most of the time. 90% of the time is about bowling
Mm.
because I enjoy watching Ryan Bowl playing for Empire.
Uh-huh.
And that's someone I look up to as a junior when I was a junior player. I'm playing at the club and watching him show his craft.
Uh-huh.
I enjoy that. And then as I started playing national cricket more as well, and watching Haraf, these are two people that I idolize my bowling from.
Okay, very interesting. So you are on the way back home, and I imagine keen to play for Barbados. I was listening to the um, chief selector last week on another forum, and he said something about they were discussing who may or may not be available moving forward. And he made a comment something like this. He said something like, "It would take a tidal wave to start working from playing." And I thought that was interesting because that was along the same theme that we were talking about when we chatted after the first test. So we take it then that working, your name is penciling already for the second game.
Yes, definitely. As I told you already, I don't miss any type of cricket. And furthermore, I think coming back Friday, I may play for basketball on Saturday in BCL.
Okay, get yourself ready then for the upcoming games.
Yes.
Great now. Okay, so that's interesting. But so as I said, you're coming down from a high, and you're coming back to regional cricket now, where you're going to be going out there and locking horns with some of the same guys you were celebrating with or have been celebrating with over the last couple of days. How do you make that transition to come down, if you will, to, let's face it, a lower level? Test cricket is the ultimate, and then of course there's first class cricket a notch below that.
But it's just about maintaining your standards. You don't drop your standard because of the level. So if you have a certain standard and you want to maintain it, you got to keep pushing and keeping your standards at a certain level, and you got to take pride in your performances as well. So therefore, if you come into a lower standard, that means you should be dominating even more. So that's how I see it.
Actually, it's interesting you say that because now we know the situation in terms of the conditions that you face in Milton. Those are unique situations. You don't find too many conditions like that, and certainly in the Caribbean, I don't think, maybe the closest state might be Guyana, maybe Trinidad, but I think you would agree probably not to that great extent. So, what do you think? You think that there's going to be a lot of transfer from what you did there, what you experienced there, and your performance there? To what extent do you think that would impact your potency, let's say, moving forward?
Um, it goes back to condition. You just assess the conditions, and if the condition require you to bowl slower or quicker, you do it as quick as possible.
So, any particular objectives you'll be setting for yourself in the regional competition?
Um, my first step is to pass Ben, who has the most wickets for Barbados. So I just need three more wickets to pass him. So that's my first objective. Secondly, just continue performing well. But most of all, I really want us to win the cup this year as a team. I really want us to tick that box because I know last year we came very very close and we were very disappointed that we didn't do it. So that's my major goal this year to one, as I said, pass Ben with the most against for Barbados, but two, get over that hurdle and winning the 4-day championship.
Okay. If we revisit just for a while the series in Pakistan, though, and the unique conditions, let's call them unique conditions. And after the second test, the Pakistani captain, he spoke in a number of interviews, and he indicated that despite the loss, they would continue to prepare pitches similar to what you guys experienced. And he also made a point that out of the last four games with under those conditions, they won three, and
Yeah.
therefore there's no need to change. But what are your thoughts on conditions of that nature, on preparing pitches that are that treacherous, let's say for batsmen, so that you can exploit the home advantage?
Well, that's what I call home advantage. I have no problem with them doing that because, as I always say this, if you go to England and England playing against Pakistan, wickets are going to be extremely green. There'll be loads of grass on the wicket and no one complain. So I have a sympathy if wicket is flat or the wicket is very, very good for batting. No one complains either. But the moment the wicket is turning, it seems to be an issue in world cricket. So it's a case that guys are not confident batting spin or comfortable with the wicket turning from day one. I don't understand it. It's something that I sit down and think about all the time. And Rohit Sharma made a very, very important point. When the wicket is very green, as I said from before, there's no complaints. If a team scores 700 runs, there's no complaint about if the wicket is too flat. But if a team get ball out from the spinners, if in day one or a session or just before lunch, there always seems to be major, major, major problems. So that's something I think we as spinners face, and it's funny, but it's just part of life. And I agree with the captain. If something is working for them in Pakistan, why change it?
Of course, there are those who feel that they may struggle when they come out of Pakistan and have to play against, faster tracks.
Well, and that's where home advantage. You use your home advantage to your ability as much as possible. But then when you prepare now, if you know you're leaving to go in certain conditions, that way preparation is very important. So you prepare for that before you get there.
Well, no one can accuse you of being one-sided because you are a spinner and benefited from the from those conditions because you also got runs in those conditions. So I guess you're the ideal person really to put that case where that is concerned. No, we get back to preparation. I mean, you touched on it again. We touched on it earlier. Is there anything that you believe could probably be done? It may not be done now because, or it may not be practical. There might be financial issues. I don't know. How much really can be done even before you land in the particular country that you can do to prepare for the type of pitches that you expect? So I don't think it was a shocker that the pitches were turning and turning from the first day. Is there anything really that can be done, let's say, while you're in the Caribbean or between the Caribbean and getting to Pakistan that can assist with the preparation? Or is it just a matter of getting there and then trying to adjust?
No, I think you could prepare for the conditions before you leave home. So whether you have a camp, let's say a 10-day camp or 15-day camp. So let's say you're going to Australia, you get the groundsman to prepare hard green decks so that you get accustomed to seeing grass on the wicket and with extra bunks. And then if we're going to a place like Pakistan, you get the grounds staff to produce spinning tracks and you prepare for 15 days before you leave. I think having camps to prepare you for the conditions is very, very important.
But given the importance of the type of soil that exists and things of that nature, how easy is it, do you think, to prepare those type of pitches for practice purposes in the Caribbean?
No, I think you got to utilize your stadiums. So, for example, if you know you're going to Australia, it will hold a camp in St. Lucia where the ball is bouncing
delivery, the first delivery from the next end, the no ball will be had. So, at the end of one, the Caribbean mix the winning the toss and deciding to bat. Starts with a delivery tucked into the onside. They've gone for one. They will come back quite quickly for the second run as Blake is very fleet-footed behind between the wickets. Can assure you that as I look to the east of the ground, no sign of pending weather. Delivery driven sweetly. A magnificent shot there by Tyler Small. Beating the man at mid-off who stood no chance at all of stopping that one. There is Tyler Small coming onto the front and driving pleasantly down the ground. He really didn't have a good tournament. Maybe tonight he's looking to sign off on a good note. He's on his way once more into border Tyler Small. This time he pulls his left back. Good comeback with the left arm seamer. And there is no run. Keeper decides he wants to come up to the stumps. Probably trying to get Tyler Small back inside his crease. As he's one way past umpire rather deliberate side of the yard stump. As Small is driving pleasantly through the outside boundary number 2 in this over. Tyler Small continues to deal in boundaries. Another lovely shot played by the young man. He didn't really have a good tournament, but I can assure you he's looking to sign off. A man good enough to have made the Barbados State ball side, which would have just won the recently concluded Caribbean Championships down Tyler Small. Didn't have the best of tournaments here in the Champion of Champions tournament, but he's looking to sign off on a good note so far. He struck 2 pleasantly timed boundaries through the offside. The bowler now decides he's going to go left arm around the wicket. Trying to change his angle. A delivery short and left, much better from the left arm seamer. Played back into the offside by Tyler Small, who was back and punching in the offside. He fielded in rather quickly from that cover point position, and there is no run. Looking to close out this over now, having conceded 2 boundaries already. He's on his way. Goes a little bit outside the off stump, which is punched into the offside yet, and the loud call of no from the non-strikers. And then those of you who don't know Blake, he's rather quick between the wickets, but he's also a very good caller, also a very good counter of cricket balls. And that's the last ball of over number 2. And at the end of the over, the Caribbean mixed side winning the toss and deciding to take first knock. 26 without loss. Start of over number 3. It looks like there's been a change at the northern end. As the spectators, we want to thank them for braving the weather and staying with us. Also, the guys on the live stream. Anything cricket, let's talk. Final preliminary game, as they say, Philip. We head into the big boy stage. Come next week. No more short pants. Time for the big boys. Delivery played into the offside. In fact, the catch is taken. So wicket number 1 goes down, and Lonsdale Blake, torrid time with the bat, continues in this tournament. I think he really needs to turn his hat back to the front. That's when he used to score a lot of runs, but he's been dismissed here. Hat turned back, caught in the offside. So wicket number 1 goes down. Quick delivery outside the arse, well bowled by the new bowler. Two batsmen stranded in mid-pitch, and the fielder can't get the ball picked up, collected, and the batsmen have enough time now to complete a single. 27 for 1, win over number 3. $27 for 1, win over number 3. 2.4 deliveries have been completed. The bowling operation is Andreas Skeet. Bowls a delivery down to fine leg, and good bit of work by the man at fine leg. Sends a good return up to the keeper to leg by. Signaled by the umpire, who's just looks like Tremaine Prescott, who would have replaced umpire Ellie. So the official umpire has made his way to the ground. 28 for 1. On his way once more, Andre Skeet. The bowler delivery outside the yard stop. The batsman is backing away and punching to the man at backward point, and there's no run to close out over number 3. And at the end of it, a fairly decent start here by the Caribbean mixed side. They're 28 for 1, having lost the wicket of captain Lonsdale Blake. Akeem McCullen is on 1, and Tyler Small is on 10. As we get ready to start over number 4, some adjustments being made to the field. The man at that short fine leg being asked to come a bit finer. As Nathan Maynard, they tell me, will continue. Boza delivery, which is slapped down to the left of the man coming around from long off, who does well. Then sends a good, strong return back to the borders, and good work by that man coming around there like a freight train. At long off, doing good work. Restricting the batsman to 1. Should take the scrub to 29. 29. In fact, 31. They would have completed some 1 run there. 31 for 1. McCullin, who's got 1 run, comes in to strike Tyler Small with that single, goes up to 11. Small. Looking to really improve on his stats here in this tournament. Delivery driven sweetly by McCullin, but straight to the man in that cover point region, and there is no run. As Hole, Boza delivery, a quick delivery outside the yard stump. Taken by the keeper. 31 for 1. We're in over number 4. It's being bowled by Roderick Holder from the southern end of the ground. Turns at the top of his short run. Boza Davis is bringing McCullin forward. And yet again, there's no run. Holder, very experienced and seasoned campaigner. Been around the tape ball circuit for a while. Boza Davis is being turned down the short, fine leg, and the fielder is at home. That fielder was just brought a bit finer by his captain, and there is no run yet again. So it's been some good stuff. 3 dot deliveries so far, back to back, and I'm sure young Akeem McCullin will be feeling the pressure. Still a long way to go, coming up to the end of over number 4, 4 of 20. A delivery which is rapidly past one of the passes, a stifle appeal coming from the bowler Holder. Umpire Ruther signals leg by to close out over number 4, and at the end of it, winning the toss and electing the bat first. The Caribbean mixed side here, 33 for 1. One, he will come back for the second one as the field is onto it just about now. Says a good return to up to the keeper's end. So 2 more to McCullin. He's up to 4. As he score up to 36 for 1. Skeet passes the umpire just about now again. Goes a delivery. McCullin solidly forward. Punches it to that man at extra cover. And there is no run. Andrea Skeet, the captain of the successful Malvern side. Goes a delivery which is bringing the batsman forward. Malvern, a team from out of St. George in Barbados. Used to be a top team in the 80s heading into the 90s, and now they've been revitalized by their president, the Honorable Drake Sunderland. And a dot delivery again, delivered there by Skeet. Skeet looking to close out what has been a good over so far. Boza delivered outside the Austin. The batsman is back and punching down to third man, where the fielder is at home. Doesn't feel cleanly, but recovers and recovers rather quickly to restrict the batsman to 1 to close out. Over number 5, and at the end of over number 5, winning the toss and deciding to bat first. The Caribbean mixed team, they're 37 for 1. play. Being corrected by our scorer. Combine Stars won the toss, opted to field first. So they've sent the Caribbean mix team in. As the delivery is thrown backward of square, they've gone for one. Hurley coming back for the second round. A good return, which drives the keeper away from the stumps, though. And the batsmen have enough time. A strong return, but driving the keeper away from the stumps. The batsmen have enough time to complete two more of the scores. So good running by the youthful McCollin and young Tyler Small as well. McCollin on 7, Small on 12. Deliveries bowling him here. All ends up Roderick Holder, the experienced campaigner. There was McCollin, a bit half-cocked. Remember, some water would have gotten on the wicket, the pitch here, and I can tell you that one really skidded through. There was McCollin caught with a lack of foot movement, losing his stump. So wicket number 2 goes down, 39 for 2. Delivery played down to the fine leg region by the new batsman Edwin Currency Barnett. Opens his account with a single and it's scored up to 40 for 2. Blake made 6. McCollin 7. The two batsmen dismissed the delivery driven back to the bowler and Roderick Holder, the successful bowler from the southern end. As Holder, delivery driven down to the man at long off. One bounce who comes around and does well. Restricts the batsman to one. One more to Tyler Small to pick up what should be his 13th run and the 41st run of the innings. 41 for 2. 5.5 overs have been completed. One delivery remains in the batting power play. It's Roderick Holder to bowl to the batsman Currency Barnett, who's long forward, batting padded close to get a plays straight for the YMPC side. And at the end of 6 overs, being invited to bat, the Caribbean mix side 41 for 2. So it is going to be young Andre Skeet to continue from the northern end. 2 overs, no maidens, 1 for 5. So he's really pulled things back for his side, also picking up a wicket, which is also very useful. But he will now have his sight set on the very aggressive Tyler Small, and Tyler Small is wrapped on the pass. There's a loud appeal. Not out, says umpire Tremaine Prescott. Yet again, the delivery skidding through. Remember, we would have had some rain floating around. In fact, that rain was so much that it caused the first game to be abandoned. A delivery which is being driven back to the bowler Skeet, who does well. Doesn't allow the batsman to score. So Skeet continues to bowl well here from the northern end, an end which is usually known to be rather expensive. He's on his way. He's bowling some tight stuff. Tyler Small is bowl all ends up having a big heave-ho, driving at Andre Skeet. So wicket number 3 goes down, I can tell you. 41 for 3 now, and definitely in a spot of butter. Tyler Small 13, Lonsdale Blake 6, and Akeem McCullin 7. The batsman already dismissed, and the Caribbean mixed side, a team with visions of getting in the top 4, struggling here and struggling badly up against the Combined Stars team, a team at the bottom of the standings. So it's been a really good start here by the Combined Stars team as Gaddafi Cummins joins Edwin Currency Barnett. Looking to do a repair job here for this the Caribbean mixed side. As Skeet bowls a delivery, there's the batsman attempting to turn it into the onside ball. Coming off the pads and signal leg by umpire Tremaine Prescott. So a single, 42 for 3. We're in over number 7. Can Skeet strike another blow here for his side? He's on his way into Edwin Currency Barnett. Barnett is forward and driving upishly down to long on. Fielder has a lot of work to do coming around to his left, but he does well. Sends a good return too up to the borders. They're not backed up by Skeet, but the keeper slipping and sliding, and the man from short mid-wicket finally doing the tidying up. And there is only 1 run amidst all of that drama. "43 for 3. Delivery. Hit down to the man coming off the mid-wicket boundary. Who then sends a good return to Skeet to close out over number 7. And at the end of it, the Caribbean mixed team, remember they were invited to bat by the Combined Stars after 7. They're 44 for 3. Gaddafi Cummins, who is on 1. New bowler, they tell me, coming into the attack is Cody Phillips. Starts with a short delivery, and Gaddafi Cummins good enough to come inside his wicket, banging it backward of square, and there's a boundary to Gaddafi Cummins. 48 for 3, takes the score up 2, and Gaddafi Cummins with that boundary up to 5. We're in over number 8. Cody Phillips, more renowned for his batting prowess. Doesn't really do a lot of bowling, but maybe trying to eke out a wicket or 2 here as he's on his way from the southern end of the ground. Bowls another short delivery. The only thing he's eking out here is boundaries, as this one is swung into the fine leg. Region 1 bounce and a roll into the boundary. So consecutive boundaries for Gaddafi Cummins as the 50 comes up as well. The 50 for the Caribbean mixed team. 7.2 overs, 52 for 3. Gaddafi Cummins up to 9, and with him is Edwin Currency Barnett, who's got 2. So two wayward deliveries being fully capitalized on by Gaddafi Cummins. And there's Gaddafi Cummins driving this one, a much better pitched up delivery down to long on, where the fielder goes down in the approved long bar position, sends a lofted return back to the bowler. 53 for 3. Cummings up to 10. And Barnett, who's got 2, comes back in the strike. Lots resting on the shoulders of Barnett. He's shown that he can handle the responsibilities batted reasonably well all tournament. Waits on Phillips, who's bowling a full delivery, which is driven pleasantly down to long on. They're coming back for the second run. A poor bit of work by the man down at long on. And the batsman sees the opportunity, realized he was ambling in, and came back rather quickly. Good initiation there from Gaddafi Cummins, who's rather fleet-footed between the wickets. A double to Edwin Currency Barnett, which also doubles his score, as he's remarking his guard and tying his bootlaces at the same time. Waits on Phillips, who's bowling a delivery which is driven square. Sweetly, they should run fairly close to the boundary. The man from cover comes around on the sweep and does well, then sends a really poor return all the way past the keeper. And then the man from backward square has to come in, does he tidying up. So another run given away by some poor work in the outfield. And the batsman good enough to capitalize on it. Edwin Currency Barnett goes up to 6 and it's got up to 57 for 3. So Phillips, 5 deliveries already, conceding 13 runs. He's on his way into bowl the Barnett, who's driving this one down to long on. And I can tell you, if all things being equal, the over should end. And at the end of over number 8, an over which conceded some 14 runs, the Caribbean mixed team being invited to bat. They're 58 for 3. As we head into the start of over number 9, it's going to be Skeet to continue. Starts with the delivery outside the off stump, which is guided down to third man by Edwin Currency Barnett. He picks up his 7th run and the 59th run of the innings. 8.1 overs have been completed, so it's been a reasonably good start. Even Stevenson would say between both teams. However, the batting side would have lost the wickets of Blake, Tyler Small, and Akeem McCollin. 3 big wickets, I can tell you. 59 for 3. Into bowler Gaddafi Cummins was forward, plays a delivery to the right of the man coming around from extra cover, who comes around and does well to restrict the batsman from taking a single. It looks like one of the holder boys coming around doing some good work. And there is no run as Skeet, he's bowled well. Bowls a delivery just coming off the outside portion of the bat down to backward point. There was Gaddafi Cummins having a big swing. And we'll get a single. To score up by 1 more to 60 for 3. We're in over number 9. Almost approaching the halfway stage of this innings. Skeet bowls a good delivery, which is played back to him by Edwin Currency Barnett. Skeet in his follow through does reasonably well to stop it. And the score will remain on 60 for 3. Looking to close out his spell here now with Skeet bowls a delivery, which is beating the batsman outside the off stump. Also beating is the keeper. I'll wait for the signal from the umpire. As by signal by umpire, the expected signal coming from umpire Tremaine Prescott. And with that single, should take the score up to 61. 61 for 3. 1 legal delivery remains in over number 9. As Skeet is on his way into bowl to the left-handed Gaddafi Cummins, who's beaten again outside the off stump. So Andre Skeet will complete what has been a good spell. Some immaculate figures, 4 overs, no maidens, 2 for 9. Coming into the attack, top figures by the young man, Andrea Skeet, 4 overs, no maidens, 2 for 9. And at the end of 9 overs, the Caribbean mixed team being invited to bat, they're 61 for 3. 61 for 3. Start of over number 10. Mario Jackman, 1 over before this, conceding some 12 runs, comes back into the attack from the southern end of the ground, starts with a well-pitched up delivery, which the batsman is coming forward to and drives it into the offside. Edwin Currency Barnett, and there is no run. 61 for 3. As Barnett waits on a wide delivery down the leg side. Well stopped by that man there, strategically placed at that short third man position. Wide signal by the umpire. Should take the score up by 2 sundries up to 63. Remember, in this tournament, extras count as 2, other than overs number 19 and 20 when they were count as 1 and the ball must be bowled over. Delivery outside the yard stop, not taken cleanly by the keeper. Called through for a quick single, has a shy at the non-striker's end. The man from long on comes in rather quickly, does the backing up and a bye signal by the umpire rather. So 1 more to the score, should take it up to 64. 64 for 3. 9.3 overs having been completed. So we're almost at the halfway stage of this innings. As the left-handed Gaddafi Cummins been left out for quite a few games, being asked to come in this one. This one will have no significant bearing on the point standing, no significant bearing. So Gaddafi Cummins being given an opportunity. He waits, gets a full delivery, and I can tell you, Gaddafi Cummins loses his. In fact, the ball ricocheting off the keeper. The Bills lit up there for a moment. They thought he would have been bowled, but it seems the ball would have ricocheted off the keeper. And all is well that ends well. 64 for 3. As Jackman wrapped on the pass is a loud appeal. Then called through rather quickly for what should be a leg by signal now by the umpire. $65 for 3. Gaddafi Cummins is on 11 and brings the right-handed Edwin Currency Barnett 8 from 11 deliveries back into strike. And he will wait on Romario Jackman, who's bowling a good delivery, which is driven back to the bowler, who then foots it to the man at short, maybe get a close out over number 10. And at the halfway stage, being invited to bat the Caribbean mix 65 for 3. The first of the innings, I can tell you as well, takes his score up to 72 for 3. So Ronaldo Holder coming in for some rough treatment rather early in his spell. He's on his way into bowl to Edwin Currency Barnett. Ball coming off the outside edge down to third man. Good solid work being done by the fielder, diving away to his right, coming around from that straightish point leg position, and the batsman have enough time to complete one run. 73, 73 for 3. We're in over number 11. It's being bowled by Roderick Holder. Ronaldo Holder, correction. Bowls a delivery, and Ronaldo Holder will pick up a wicket full and straight at the stumps. And this time, I can assure you that the Bills have been lit up by a ball ricocheting into the line, and Gaddafi's Cummings innings with the bat in this tournament will come to an end. He's been bowled. So wicket number 4 goes down, 73 for 4. So, the new batsman is Terrell Sargent. He will wait on Ronaldo Holder, so one left-hander replaces the other, and immediately off the mark as he pushes the delivery into the offside, quickly picked up there by Skeet, who thought about having a shot at the stumps at the keeper's end, but in the end, he opted not to, and the batsman gets his first run. Terrell Sargent brings Edwin Currency Barnett, who's got 15 back in the strike, 74 for 4. We're in over number 11. In fact, one legal delivery remains in over number 11. A delivery which is being turned into the onside in front of square to close out over number 11. And at the end of it, 75 for 4, the Caribbean mix. As Romario Jackman should continue. Dead ball signaled by the umpire. A bit of byplay between Jackman and Edwin Currency Barnett. As some light drizzles make their way across the ground. See the ground staff in preparation. As Jackman delivery full into the block hole and driven down too long off by Edwin Currency Barnett to pick up his 17th run and the 76th run of the innings. 76 for 4. Showers seems to have subsided, but the ground staff still at the ready as Jackman on his way into bowl to the left-handed Sargent, who's getting this one off the leading edge past the man at backward point. Gets an easy single as the man has a lot of work to do coming around to his right. Then sends a good return up to the keeper's end. So there's one more to the score. 77 for 4. Barnett, who's got 17s coming back in the strike, 17 from 16 deliveries. He struck 1 and 6 yet to hit a boundary. Jackman on his way into him. Boza delivery is being driven into the offside up to that man, Skeet. It looks like coming around to his right. And there is no run as the Showers are back with us yet again. And there you see the umpires now signaling for the ground staff who were always at the ready to get the covers on. They want to make sure not a lot of damage happens to the pitch. So we will have an interruption here. But what I can tell you is that after 11.3 overs of 20, the Caribbean mixed team, remember, they were invited to bat. They are 77 for 4. The batsmen gone Lonsdale Blake for 6. Tyler Small 13. Akeem McCullin 7. And Gaddafi Cummins 12. At the wicket, Edwin Currency Barnett not on 8. And with him, Terrell Sargent. So at the interruption, I can tell you there are 77 for 4 at the rain break. over number 13. As the delivery is bringing the batsman forward. And there is no run. 83 for 4, 12.4 overs have been completed. And Bowl with a slower delivery, well deceived by Roderick Holder. And a slower delivery, in fact, it is not Roderick, it is Roderick Holder, well deceived by that slower delivery. And there was the batsman Terrell Sargent losing his wicket. So wicket number 5 goes down, 83 for 5. Into the square leg region to close out over number 13, and at the end of it, being invited to bat, the Caribbean mix, they're 83 for 5. As the Rains are back with us again as we start over number 14, a delivery which is punched through the offside and into the boundary. In fact, over the boundary at cover, signaled now by umpire Rudder. So a maximum to Edwin Currency Barnett. He's quickly up to 25 from 22 deliveries. Picks up his second maximum of the night, striking at 113.64. And continues to bat well, this young man. $89 for 5 as he's driving down the ground. Lots of work for the man at long off to do. Comes around and does well. Looks like Andrea Skeet down at long off sends a good return up to the bowlers, and the batsmen have enough time to complete the 90th run of the innings. 90 for 5. We're in over number 14. Looking for a quick single. He's a long way down. The fielder in rather quickly at that short mid-wicket region. Prevents any possibility of a single. But there was Barnett really desperate to get back on strike. 90 for 5. Rashid O'Neal on strike. And he's hitting this one-handed. The man at point with a chance to take a brilliant catch. He got there in the end. It was a valiant effort from that fielder there at the backward point region. But in the end, the ball was always going to win that battle. So a single to Rashid O'Neal off the leading edge, and the man at backward point with visions of taking a blind over catch wasn't quite good enough to come up with it. 91 for 5. Barnett is whipping this one backward of square. There's a fielder at home, though, who comes around rather quickly, sends a return up to the keeper's end. One more to the score, so dealing in singles now. So a good comeback by the bowler in Ronaldo Holder. 92 for 5, 13.5 overs have been completed. One legal delivery remains in over number 14. And this one is hit down the ground. There's a man at home, but he will have to watch it sail over his head at long on. A maximum to Rashid O'Neal, his first of the encounter. He's up to 7. And at the end of over number 14, the Caribbean mix, now really looking to stop on the accelerator and get up to a defendable target. They are 98 for 5. As we get ready to head into over number 15, it's going to be young Sealy, young Jacario Sealy, coming into the attack, being entrusted with this 15th over. Starts with a full delivery that's hit down to long off. In fact, it's over long off. And a fielder down there with all opportunities to take a catch doesn't take it cleanly, so he will miss out on a $50 voucher. A maximum to the batsman Edwin Currency Barnett, up to 33. As a delivery which is driven down to long on this time. There's a field at home, and he will restrict the scoring to 1 as he sends his return already up to the bowler's end. So Jacario Sealy being introduced in the attack. First delivery conceding a maximum, but continue with that full length into the block hole, and Barnett good enough to drive it down the ground. Delivery hit down to that man at long on. He wouldn't get there tonight. Beats him into the long on boundary. A lot of work for him to do coming around. And another boundary conceded off the bowling of Jacario Sealy, being asked to come in at a really difficult time. 109 for 5 as the batsman really looking to step on the accelerator. And this one is magnificently played. In fact, some would argue gloriously played. There was the batsman Rashid O'Neill coming onto the front foot and lofting this one. Carl Hooper style over long off, keeping his pose as well. Maintaining his shape. 115 for 5. O'Neill up to 17. 17 from 6 deliveries. With him is Edwin Currency Barnett at the non-striker's end with visions of making a half century. He's 34 from 26 deliveries. 115 for 5. 14.4 overs have been completed, but this has been a baptism of fire for young Jacario Sealy, bowling off a really short run. And really now if the batsman really looking to get up to 4th gear, there'll be no backing down. The clutch is not working. I can tell you it's all stroke play here. This one tugged into the onside, down to fine leg. They will go for 1. And if you think that you will get some reprieve, young Sealy, Edwin Currency Barnett, 34 from 26, will come back in the strike. 116 for 5. Sealy on his way into bowl to Edwin Currency Barnett, and Barnett is getting the delivery. He's a long way down. The keeper from behind the stumps with visions of throwing his stumps down at the striker's end. But to close out, over number 15, in fact, he's been bowled, Edwin Currency Barnett. So a good comeback delivery from young Jacario Sealy. He came in for some rough treatment, but in the end, he was able to strike that important blow, dismissing Edwin Currency Barnett. So his tournament with the bat as well comes tonight with a mid 34 from 26 deliveries, 116 for 6. 116 for 6 as we head into over number 16. Remember now, final 2 overs. The wides will count as 1. Any extras will be counted as 1, and the balls must be bowled over. So the start of over number 16 is going to be Mikhail Austin coming into the attack, and he starts as well. A loose delivery down behind square, swung by Rashid O'Neal, who's dealing all in boundaries now, he's 22. From 8 deliveries, 2 fours, and 2 massive sixes, striking at 275. Mikael Austin didn't even realize he was playing, belatedly being brought into the attack, entrusted with the penultimate over. He's also one of those guys more renowned for his batting prowess, but he also plays his trade for Spartan as a batting all-rounder. He's on his way into bowl to O'Neal. O'Neal's getting a delivery down the leg side. The man at home at that short fine leg sends a good return up to the strikers and wide, called by the umpire. 2 more to the score, as the batsman would have already crossed for a single as well. 122 for 6. So really getting their target now up to some respectability, a target in which they will believe that they can defend the Caribbean mix. Austin with a delivery down the leg side. I'll wait for the signal from the umpire if there's any forthcoming. Wide again, called by the umpire. So Austin's radar really off here. So another 2 runs, 124 for 6. As Austin on his way into bowler delivery outside the off stump. Slower delivery deceives Rashid O'Neal, who was into a big swing, and a miss as the ball goes to be taken by the keeper. So Austin seemingly finding his radar just about now. He's on his way once more. Passes umpire, rather bowls a delivery down the leg side, and yet again wide will be called by the umpire, but a good take by the young keeper. 1 more to the score. Should take it up to 126. As he opts now to go around the wicket, changing his mode of operation, bowls a slower delivery. And I can tell you, he raises his hands because he would have just dismissed Rashid O'Neal from around the wicket, changes mode of operation. There was O'Neal swinging across the line, a big swing and a big miss, and Austin picks up his worst wicket, wicket number 7 of the night. So they're now the Caribbean mix being invited to bat 125 for 7 with some 9 deliveries remaining. A 125 for 7. As a wide delivery by Austin, called now by umpire rather, called and signal. 1 more to the score, takes it up to 126, 126 for 7. Wrapped on the pass from around the wicket, then looking for a non-existent single and rightly sent back by his partner. The new batsman is Gavin Moreira. And there is no run. Austin, ball in hand, on his way once more into bowl to Moreira. Moreira's getting a short delivery and swings it to this man at backward square leg, who does well, then sends a good return. They're coming back for the 2nd run. They will have to hurry, but good running by this pair. In fact, they're looking for the 3rd now. And there's a low appeal, and he's being given out, run out, attempting the 3rd run. So the batsman there given out, attempting the 3rd run, which was definitely not on. The ball really didn't go too far. Well backed up there. Looks like that man at cover point, effecting that run out. So wicket number 8 will go down by the run out route. I can tell you it's going to be Gavin Moreira out by the run out route, looking for a non-existent 3rd run. So wicket number 8 goes down. So they're 126 for 8. The Caribbean mix being invited to bat with some 7 legal deliveries remaining. In fact, 7 legal deliveries remaining. 128 for 8. Another way delivery outside the stump ball by Austin. 129 for 8 with another delivery to go because that one call and signal wide by umpire rather yet again, as has been much of this over. He's on his way. The ball a flighted delivery. He managed to tug it into the onside through the man there. Short mid wicket. Picks up an easy single. So yet again, at the end of over number 16, with a single being taken, the Caribbean mixed team, remember they were invited to bat after the Combine Stars won the toss. They are 129 for 8. As we head into the final over of this encounter, remember the rain interruption would have made this game an abbreviated one. 17 overs, a side affair here at the Weymouth ground. Also, thank you for joining us on the live stream. Anything Cricket, let's talk. As we bring you the champion of champions state ball tournament played here at the Weymouth ground, driven down the ground, straight. Good bit of footwork by the man coming around, good bit of teamwork as well. They will just settle on one. So good bit of work by the man firstly coming around from mid-off and then backed up by the man coming around from long on. Restricting the batsman to 1, 131 for 8. Finally, McCullin comes in to strike. Akani McCullin, the father of Akeem McCullin, who we would have seen a bit earlier. And he's driving this one down through the cover region. They've gone for one as the man from long off has to come a long way to his left. And the batsman have enough time to complete 2. 133. I make it now 133 for 8. As McCullin waits on the bowler delivery down the leg side. Wide, the outstretched arms of Tremaine Prescott would indicate a wide. So 2 more to the score. Should take it up to 135. And we've still got the better part of 4 deliveries to go. Can they get up to something in the region of 140, 145? We'll wait and see. As the delivery is rapidly past one of the passes, a low appeal. But umpire Tremaine Prescott immediately walks away, then indicates by the signal of leg by that no bat was involved. 136 for 8. 16.3 overs, 3 legal deliveries remain. As McCullin comes back in the strike and he waits on Roderick Holder. Holder's ball in the delivery. The batsman is having a swing and a miss outside the off stump. Ball goes through to be taken by the keeper, who's done really well tonight behind the stump, standing up to the stumps for the duration of the innings for most of the bowlers, and he's done reasonably well. Holder, he's bowled well too. Looking to close out this one. On his way passes the umpire from the northern end, bowls a which is hit out of the ground, a maximum to Akani McCullin, and it lands over the boundaries there at the square leg region. So a maximum to Akani McCullin takes the score up to 142. 142 for 8. With 1 legal delivery remaining. So a much needed maximum to Akani McCullin. He'll be looking to get another one to get his side closer to that 150 mark. But the bowler Roderick Holder, 3.5 overs, no minutes, 2 for 20, will have other ideas. He's looking to close out this one. He's on his way. Passes umpire Tremaine Prescott just about now. Bowls the delivery. McCullin back in the way, giving himself some room. Hits this one down to long off the field. Is slipping and sliding. Coming around as well. Then sends a good return. The batsman have enough time to complete 2 runs. And then he dives home. Kenny McCullin, 163 pounds. There's McCullin diving home. Some would say he fell down, but there he was diving home, looking to preserve his wicket. So at the end of the 17 overs, I can tell you, they will finish on 144 for 8. Lonsdale Blake made 6. Tyler Small, 13. Akeem McCollin, 7. Edwin Currency Barnett, 34. Gaddafi Cummins, 12. Terrell Sargent, 6. Rashid O'Neal, a quick fire, 22 from 10 deliveries. Kenny McCollin, 10 from 4 deliveries. Gavin Moran needlessly run out for 2, attempting the third run. Gonzalo Hooper, 2. There were some 30 extras made up of 11 wides, 5 leg bites, 5 buys, and 8 no balls. So a whopping 11 extras there. And at the end of it, at the end of the 17 overs, the Caribbean Mix team, who were invited to bat, they got up to 144, and then their reply, the Combine Stars still searching for their first win in this campaign. They will need to get up to 145, and we will know if they can do that when we resume after about 10 minutes or so here at the Weymouth Ground. So, as we resume here at the Weymouth Ground, also on our live stream on Anything Cricket, let's talk for this, the final preliminary game in the Champion of Champions, the ANA Automotive Tournament. Champion of Champions team, as we head now into the big boy stage. I can tell you the Blazers sitting on top of the standings. Also, Bel Air Stars. I can also tell you that the Youth and Experience team would have already qualified on the striker side. The ANA striker side, the team sponsored by Azam, who's really gelled his team together and really looking to go all the way this year. So those are the 4 teams that would qualify. The Bel Air Stars, the Blazers, ANA Strikers, and the Youth and Experience. As the target is 145. Can the Combined Stars get up to 45? They will start with a very aggressive Cody Phillips and Keeney Miller. Phillips is coming onto the front foot, playing a delivery into the offside. And there is no run. Cody Phillips, one of the few batsmen in tape ball cricket with 100. He will need something of that or close enough to get his team over the line here as Gavin Morea aborts his run as something not quite right from the sovereign end. He's on his way now. Balls a delivery. Phillips is driving into the offside. He's gone for one. The return hits the stance board. I can tell you the non-striker. And Miller would have safely made his ground, so they're off and running. The Combined Stars in pursuit of that target of 145. They are 1 without loss. We're in over number 1 of 17. Game a shortened version because of some rain interruption. So both teams having 17 overs at their disposal. And the Caribbean mixed team would have gotten up to 145 for 8. A delivery, 144 for 8. Delivery played into the offside and been a good start by Morea. Yet again, there is no run. Young Miller looking to open his account as some words of encouragement being offered to the bowler. Now they're also making some adjustments in the field. They're bringing over, looking to strengthen that offside field, so there's no one at home at backward square leg, as that man has now been asked to go on the sweeper. They've brought over that man now to the cover region, then they've asked the mid-on, the man that was a long on, to come inside the circle at long on, then they've pushed the mid-wicket a bit wider. So Morea on his way into bowl to Miller. Miller's forward and then back, punches the delivery back to the bowler. So he's still yet to open his account. 1 without loss. We're in over number 1 of 17. Target is 145. Can they get there tonight? Get their first win of the tournament. Delivery which is swung out of the ground, over long off. A big shot by a young man. An over-pitch delivery by Gavin Murray. And there was a young man lofting it over long off to pick up his first maximum. In fact, he opens his account with a maximum score up to 7 without loss. So a good-looking shot by this young man. Miller, Keeney Miller, settles and waits. Gavin Morea's season campaign employs his trade for the UE side in the local domestic competition. Bowls a delivery, which the batsman is coming onto the front foot, and there is no run to close out over number 1. And at the end of it, in pursuit of a target of 145, the Combined Stars, for their first win in this year's edition, they're 7 without loss. So it's going to be Rashid O'Neill to pick up the attack from the northern end, an end in which he's been very expensive from. It will be interesting to see if His expensive exploits from this end continues. He's on his way into ball to Cody Phillips, who's coming forward, turning the delivery into the backward square leg region, where there's a field at home and there is no run. Looks like the fleet-footed Gaddafi Cummins at square leg there, coming in rather quickly to restrict the batsman to no run. O'Neill off a much shorter approach tonight, but was another good delivery, keeping the really experienced and aggressive Cody Phillips quiet. Interesting to see how long that will continue. He's on his way once more from the northern end of the ground, passes the umpire just about now, balls a full delivery outside the all-stop. Phillips is punching to that man at backward point, who comes a long way around to his left as he tidying up, sends a good return too, up to the keeper, and there is one run. So Phillips with another single should go up to 2, and it brings the right-handed Keane Miller, who's got 6, back in the strike. Waits on O'Neill, and the delivery wrapping him on the pass. There's a loud appeal, but struck palpably in front. The index finger of umpire Tremaine Prescott is raised, and that was a quick delivery there, delivered by Rashid O'Neill. There was the batsman trapped half cock, not forward and not back, and struck plumb in front. Didn't even wait for the umpire's decision. Wicket number 1 goes down. So an early wicket being struck there by the Caribbean mixed side, and the Combine Stars in early trouble. 8 for 1 in pursuit of a target of 145. Eight for 1. The new batsman is the very experienced Michael Austin. So the 2 more experienced batters in this side at the crease now, looking to forge a partnership as Austin is getting a delivery, which is coming off the inside portion of the bat. And yet again, Gaddafi comes rather quickly around to his left from backward square leg, prevents any possibility of a single, and the score remain on 8 for 1. Ball already back with bowler O'Neill, who's operating off a very shortened approach into Austin. Austin is tugging this one again into the square leg region. Yet again, Gaddafi Cummins doing the fielding, and to close out over number 2, 2 of 17. Remember, the target is 145. The Combine Stars team looking for their first win of this campaign in their final preliminary game. In fact, the final preliminary game of the tournament. They're 8 for 1. It's going to be Moret to continue from the southern end. Starts with another good delivery. Delivery is pushing Cody Phillips back onto the back foot, who then stands up straight and punches it back to the bowler. And yet again, this tight stuff being delivered here to Cody Phillips continues to keep him quiet. This one, though, over pitch, and a good effort by that man there, extra cover. Trying to push it into the air. Looks like Blake, the captain, and he's usually very sure-handed in the outfield, but a life given to Cody Phillips. Trying to break the shackles, trying to free himself, trying to get a scoring opportunity. Waits on Morea once more on his way. And this time, he goes lovely wide of that man at long off, over the long off boundary, giving some room, enough room to free his arms, and a maximum should take the score up to 14 for 1. So the first maximum of the innings to Cody Phillips. Cody Phillips, a very dangerous campaigner. Been good enough to make the Barbados team, which successfully completed the Caribbean Championships. Coming on to the end of last year, Barbados defeated all and sundry to lift the championship without really raising a sweat, as the Rains are with us yet again, not for the first time tonight. As he's on his way into bowler, Phillips is tugging this one down to long on, going for a quick single, then sent back by Austin, who was definitely not at all interested in that single there. And a good bit of work by the man coming in rather quickly from that mid-on region, and there is no run. 14 for one, we're in over number 3. Remember, they tell me 5 overs constitute a match. As the Showers are with us again. There's Phillips tugging the delivery into the onside. They've gone for one. Visions of coming back for the second run. They will do so. In fact, no. Yes, no, yes, no. And then, eventually, they decide to settle on one. One more to the score. Should take it up to 15. 2.5 overs have been completed as the Rains get a bit heavier here at the Weymouth Complex. And the umpires will take the players off the field. And they can tell you the ground staff, they've really earned their money tonight. Once again, the covers are being brought on. And this time, the shower looks much harder than the previous ones we've had. So hopefully, we will get a resumption. But at the break, I can tell you, at the interruption, 2.5 overs have been completed in pursuit of a target of 145. The Combined Stars team, they're 15 for 1. Austin is yet to score, and with him is Cody Phillips, who's got 9. And I can tell you that this one, the encounter between the Combined Stars and the Caribbean Mix, this one will also end in a no decision following the pattern of game number one. Umpires Tremaine Prescott and Rudder making that call just a few moments ago. So this one too will end in a no decision. Both teams will collect 2 points. So finally, the Combined Stars will get 2 points. So they will finish the campaign with 2 points. And I can tell you that the Caribbean Mixes tournament as well will come to an end with those 2 points as well. So as we head into the big boy stage starting next week, the 4 teams that have qualified, the Bel Air Stars, the Blazers, A&A Strikers, and the Youth and Experience teams, the 4 teams to go through. So this one, done and dusted here at the Weymouth Ground. I want to thank you for joining us on the stream. Anything Cricket Let's Talk, brought to you by the Flash Drive Media Network. And this one is done and dusted here at the Weymouth Ground. So Kurt Strawn saying goodbye on behalf of the full production team. Thank you and good evening.